friends, it will mean thousands of dollars of increase in taxes for every middle income and low income and medium income American family in America. And we've got to make those tax cuts permanent so that in these difficult economic times, we don't lay a tax increase. That's the worst thing you can do to an American family or business today, is give them a tax increase. We need to get rid of this thing that a lot of Americans are not even aware of. It's called the alternate minimum tax. It was designed for the wealthiest of Americans. It now can affect 25 million American families. We can't do that to American families today. We've got to abolish that. My friends, we have the highest corporate taxes, save one country in the world today. For corporations and businesses, that's not good. It makes them leave the country and take jobs with them. We have to reduce the corporate income tax. And we have to do some other things. We have to allow people who are investing in new equipment to depreciate that in a year. We have to do a lot of things. We have to implement the stimulus package, and there may be need for further lower interest rates and further tax cuts. But my friends, the first thing we got to do, that I'm committing to you to do, is stop the wasteful, out of control, earmarked pork barrel spending. I think that you know about earmark and pork barrel spending. It got famous. It got famous with the Bridge to Nowhere. I bet you that half the people in this room at least know about the Bridge to Nowhere. The $233 million we decided to spend on a bridge in Alaska to an island with 50 people on it. My friends, not acceptable. Not acceptable. The President of the United States in the last couple of years has signed into law two massive appropriations money bills, and they had a total of $35 billion worth of earmark and pork barrel projects on them. $35 billion. My friends, for that $35 billion in earmark projects, we could have had a $1,000 tax credit for every child in America. For every single child in America. Instead, we spend money on bridges to nowhere. We spent $3 million of your tax dollars to study the DNA of bears in Montana. I don't know if that was a paternity issue or a criminal issue, but it couldn't do it. My friends, I use a lot of lines of Ronald Reagan's, and one of them that I took from him was, he said, "Congress spends money like a drunken sailor, only he never knew a sailor drunk or sober with the imagination of Congress." And that's a pretty good line, and I use it all the time. I've used it so much, about 6 months ago, I'm not making this up when I tell you, I received an email from a guy that said, "As a former drunken sailor, I resent being compared to members of Congress." So we can't do it. So I'm very proud to stand before you and tell you that in 24 years in the Congress, I've never asked for nor received an earmark or pork barrel project from our state. There's a lot of talk about change in Washington, and I'd be glad to talk more about that with you, and the changes that I've already been able to work on, and that I can have much more effect as President of the United States than I can in the United States Senate. But there's one change that Senator Clinton and Senator Obama didn't quite get, and that is that Senator Clinton in the last year got $340 million worth of earmarked projects for the state of New York. Senator Obama got some $92 million worth of pork for the state of Illinois, and Senator Obama refuses to reveal what his earmarked projects were for the 2 years before that. I don't think that's transparency in government, my friends, and I think you ought to know where that pork barrel money went and where those earmarks went. And again, I'm proud, and I'll tell you right now, I will veto every single pork barrel earmark bill that comes across my desk. You will know their names, and I will make them famous. I want to say a word of thanks to our veterans. Every town hall meeting that we have, every rally we attend, I'm so honored by the presence of veterans. And I'm deeply moved. We have veterans from our greatest generation up to our Iraq War veterans. And I'm grateful not only for their support, but most of all for their service to our country. But I also want to tell you we've got a problem in America, and I'm going to fix it, and that's veterans health care. My friends, we need to care for our veterans and provide them with health care.